If you hear my voice, clap once. Hear my voice, clap twice. I turn it over to your principal, your leader, Mr. Jones. Give a round of applause.
All right. Good morning, Brooklyn Lab. I say good morning, Brooklyn Lab. Tell me how, slow me down. Good morning, Brooklyn Lab. Amazing. So first, before we dive in, there are several things that I want to make sure I give honor to. First, I want to thank families for helping scholars. Let's give a round of snaps of applause. Second, I want to thank scholars for helping themselves. My children, I love you all. But at this point in time, all mouths should be off, all clapping should cease, and I should have all eyes here. Elijah, Chairs, Ashani, all of that. Because at this point in time, it's no secret at all. The product that we put together as a school, as a community, as a village, is one that you should be proud of. It's one, when I think about our toughest days as a school, it comes back to this notion of us being able to say our 4 basic reminders. Number 1, always try your best. Number 2, never give up. Number 3, you're responsible to excel and not just equal. And then number 4, study hard, work hard, and reaching your goals. Today, I'm excited to talk to you about what's on the horizon. But before I get there are several statistics that I want you to know. First, no school is measured just on simply a school being cool or a school being accessible. Schools in the state of New York are measured on 3 benchmarks. And ours are student performance, teaching and learning, and then more importantly, climate and culture. It is with great honor and respect that I announce that we have 79% of our 6th graders on honor roll. Please make a round of applause for them. It is with great honor, respect, and reverence that in our 7th grade, 53% of our scholars have been honored. Please give a round of applause for them. And then last but not least, in 8th grade, 47% of our scholars have made honor roll. Please give a round of applause for them. Now, the reason why these numbers matter is because when you look at the life of a school, 2 things are normally true. Duality is real, aka people are going through more than one thing at a time. Also at the same time, outcomes matter. The things that we do have to be measurable and they have to count. At no point in time is a school ever taking days off, is a school ever saying that they don't want to achieve to be their best. Because here's why. When you look around in our school, more specifically in our community, we are a black and brown school. More importantly, we are the light of this world. And if we are the light of this world, we have to ask ourselves, what does it mean to hold ourselves responsible in times in which we are not our best? Scholars, I am ecstatic at the fact that over 15 weeks, well over 10,000 hours of instruction have been put into what you see here today. At no point in time did I ever question our ability to produce as a school, because you have the best teachers, paras, first-year teachers, small group instructors, and operational folks around you. What I will say is this: to whom much is given, much is tested. For those that don't know, I was raised in a small town called Gibsonville, North Carolina. My mom didn't have the opportunity to always come to ceremonies like this for me. I also, at the same time, didn't always have the opportunity to be honored in ceremonies and things like this. Coming out of the pandemic, one of the biggest things that I wanted us to focus on as a school community is this notion of safety and belonging. Y'all, there's nights where I stay up and I think about the things that I see you all do, and it makes me relish and smile. I love the fact that when we come together and celebrate what this means, not just necessarily for ourselves, but for others, we take time and space to never make anyone have less than moments so that we all can feel equal. Give yourselves a round of applause for that. Additionally, I think it's one other thing that has to be said and named. Life is not about how you start. There are very few days when I look back at my life and I ask myself, was I living right at the age of 1 month old? Was life great for me when I was 3, 4, 5 years old? However, I think about the days when I'm 100 years old, 70 years old, 40 years old, 30 years old. And pay attention and listen why. Because there's two different types of thinkers in this world. And I'm speaking to the children specifically. If there's anything other than paying attention to what I'm telling you, lock in. 8th grade, be here present with me. Because I'm speaking to your future. You have outcome-based thinkers, and you have process-based thinkers. Process-based thinkers are folks that feel things, interpret things, and are able to cascade, sometimes impromptly, but with great fidelity to make others feel seen. You have outcome-based thinkers. These are the folks that are like, yo, run me the numbers. I need the details. These are the outcomes that I'm focused on. Sometimes these folks may come off as not necessarily being the nicest, but their intent is always for you to succeed because they planned every detail out accordingly. As you all go and continue to tessellate through your education, it's important to know that by the time you're done, whether it's with us or any other school, you'll be one of those two thinkers. But here's the part that brings both of those thinkers together, and this is what's so profound about education. It's the fact that when you look at life, I'll wait. I appreciate the poise and the composure from my 7th and 8th graders. But when you look at what happens in life, Michelle Obama taught me this in 2012 when I graduated college. She stood in front of me and she said the same very thing that I'm about to tell to you, which is there's no such thing as a non-fixable problem to a person that is considered a lifelong learner. And I tell y'all this because the notion of not just life is not about how you start, but it's about how you finish, comes full circle. At the beginning of our time together, it was a running joke that was somewhat funny, but also somewhat true, that we were literally turning our sailboat of a school into a yacht. And so I never really gave great clarity on what this means. And this is a small fable, and I want you to understand that each and every one of you play a part in it. But sailboat starts with individual pieces of wood that come together and are collectively bound by a structure. This structure could be rope, it could be some type of adhesive, but they're bound together. Over the course of time, a sailboat adds layers, and it scaffolds up. And in some of these layers, it may feel like luxury, and in other of these layers, it may feel like hard work. But at the end of the day, this boat goes from 1 mile per hour, right? So roughly going like 5 miles an hour, to being able to go 60, 70, and in some cases, 80 miles an hour. Now, because this is Brooklyn, and you spread love the Brooklyn way, for my adults in the room, I'm thinking about a Sean Carter boat that he had in '96. For my scholars in the room, I'm thinking about the boat that you see when you come up the elevators, when you walk around our school, because each and every one of you are captains of this ship. I'm going to close us in this thought. One of my very favorite poems is a poem by the gentleman of Ernest Hemingway. And it goes like this. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever guides may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstances, I've not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of change, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of rackling tears looms but the horrors of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, but how charged with punishments the scroll. We are the masters of our fate. We are the masters of our soul. Invictus by Mr. Williams Ernest Hemingway. Thank you.